You know what? There is, I think, some value, especially because you know, every game counts in the NFL, right? I think in all the other major sports, you can get away with losing some games, and you can kind of warm up to it, if you will, because they're so long. With our season, you can't really afford to do that. So to get out there and get the actual game speed and stuff is definitely beneficial. I do think it's a line that you walk, though, of not doing too much for risk of injuries, whatever else may come with that.
Ben, how does the process?
If you got hurt in that game, fans would be screaming, "Why was he playing?" and if you didn't play and didn't have a sharp opener, they'd say, "Well, why didn't he play?"
Yeah, and that's the fine line a coach walks. But you know, and even if you play, you know, a little bit in this, you know, say you played all 4 games a little bit in all 4 games, and you don't play sharp in the opener, there's always going to be something, and you just got to hope that if you don't play sharp in the opener, you play well enough to win.
Ben, how does the process work? Do you discuss it with Mike? Do you sometimes you feel you might want to play more? How to determine how much you play?
He pretty much tells me what he wants me to do. Sometimes there have been times when he's told me that I'm done after, you know, you're done, and I want one more series because it wasn't quite, you know, it didn't finish the way you wanted it to or whatever. But he 99.9% of the time overrules me.
Could you ever envision not playing in a preseason, or would want to not play in a preseason?
Gosh, that'd be, I mean, body-wise, physically-wise, you had to be fine with it. But typically, it's short enough. You don't get hit, and I think for a quarterback too, you almost want to feel a little bit of you want to feel that one hit because it's been since the last game of the year. You know, most of these guys get at least thudded around and hit a little bit, and I don't. So that first one always hurts a little more. So you kind of want to get it out of the way early.
Do they call quick passes when you're in there?
I'm going to call most of it, so I'll get it out quick, hopefully.
Have you ever gone into a season feeling you didn't have enough work?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of seasons, right? You know, it's like I said, it's just a matter of, I think when you've got a good veteran group, you know, we know the line, we know the guys. There are obviously some younger guys or newer guys outside at receiver, but we've been getting so much work in that I don't know really that live game stuff is going to change that. It's just a matter of, you know, we just keep continuing to work in practice is just as good to me.
How far along are you guys in that process of gelling together and the new pieces and whatnot?
I think we're doing well. I mean, I think we can always try and improve. You know, I'm, you know, still trying to improve myself and my game, and so we should always strive to get better and strive to be the best we can be, and that's individually and as a group and unit.
Can we confirm that you're playing Sunday night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I am.
Okay.
Unless something changes last minute.
Sorry, Mark Whipple is working on the other side of the building there. What did you learn from him as a young quarterback, and I guess what should Pitt quarterbacks expect from him this season?
Yeah, I love Coach Whip. He was the best. I really enjoyed having him here, and it was a short time, but it was fun because to me it was the experience. I mean, we almost started every day with it was like story time or something, you know, where he would just tell stories of like coaching and players and things like that. And so his experience, I think, speaks for itself. I think he does a really good job of being hard on guys when you need to be, but being fair and still understanding that certain guys you just can't scream at them all the time. You got to know how to coach them. So I think he's a great coach. I think he's going to do awesome for Pitt.
A lot of Pitt coaches and UMass coaches, when he was there, kind of said the same thing, that, you know, he's kind of hard on them and fair. Does that surprise you at all that he's kind of stayed consistent throughout the years?
No, that's who he is. He's an awesome person, man, and coach. So I expect nothing less from him.
We talked to the wide receivers yesterday, specifically Juju and James Washington, and they said they're really getting excited to get to see some game action with you. How excited are you to get to work with not only those two, but maybe Dante Moncrief and Deontay Johnson as well?
Yeah, it's been fun. Like this week in practice has felt a little different. Maybe it's part being back here, but in part knowing that I'm going to get to play a little bit, and so I've kind of had a little juice bolt, whatever you want to call it, like kind of get you going. So it's been this week's been exciting so far, knowing that you're going to get some reps and get out there with the guys and have some fun. So I definitely feel what they're feeling.
Do you ever ask or want to see maybe, like, for example, Deontay, because you haven't been with him, or James in this situation? I know you're not out there the whole game, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to try and get I'm going to try and get on the field with as many of them as possible. I think we'll rotate receivers in. So I think everyone will kind of get a little bit of time because we want to be able to play that way this year. Like, we don't want to just have guys be on the field and wear themselves out. Like I'm emphasizing that when we do our 2-minute, we do our no huddle, that if you need a quick breather, just take one. Like, we've got guys that can step up and step in and be ready to go.
Curious, when you have new pieces year in and year out, how do you personally communicate your expectations to the rookies or to the guys, the free agents that are signed and whatnot?
You know, it's communicating during practice. It's doing what I'm about to do as soon as I get done with you guys. I'm about to go watch 7-on-7 with the receivers, and break down every play and tell them this is, you know, what we think, and talking, just letting them know what I see, what I think, and then them also communicating with me what they saw, why they did this, what they expect from me on a particular throw. So just constant communication, I think that's huge.
Ben, where do you see James Washington at as opposed to last year, especially from the mental side of the game?
I think that it's he took great strides because physically, obviously, he's everyone's seen what he's done in terms of losing weight, but getting stronger. I think he's got a little bit faster, but mentally, you don't see the mistakes. You know, you don't see the confused look sometimes, which is any rookie's going to have that. It doesn't matter what position they play. So you come in, you give him a hand signal, you tell him what to do, and he's doing it. And I think the biggest thing that people wouldn't know is it's not just at his position. I can move him to other positions, and he still doesn't skip a beat. So to me, it just shows all the hard work he put in this offseason.